Aloha family. How is it? Hey, come on, man. Get your heart on, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Love to the crown. Love shown all around. Yeah, man, just chilling today and on and on with this sort of container gardening thing. You know, one of the most crucial aspects to me of growing herb is getting new flavors and strains. And I'm also super excited about the autoflower genetics that are happening now, especially from the bros at Mephisto Genetics. I haven't got a chance to grow one out, but man, have I seen it. And I've grown out a few of some other ones. I got this Care Bear strain. It's like a Blue Bear OG times this Skittles. And I tell you, man, it's dank. It's good. And I got another one that's like Platinum OG times that Skittles. And it's also dank. Give thanks to my buddy Seedling Seeds, who hooked me up with those. And he also runs a donation program for people who need some seeds. So if you need seeds and you don't have any money, or if you just want to buy some seeds from a good bro, check out Seedling Seeds. I'm also happy to announce I'm going to be starting a KNF seed company, cannabis seed company, although I'll probably be offering other seeds because I am a seed creator, collector of just about everything I get my hands on. I feel it's a better way to go. I don't like to buy seeds. Plus, when you create your own seed and are creating them, I think they grow better. And that being said, is if you use Korean natural farming and other probiotic methods, I guarantee you that your plants will grow better if the seeds are already coming from that stream. I've noticed that if I get seeds from people who maybe aren't on the same level that I'm at, which is mostly where I'm going to get me seed, it takes them like almost like a generation to start loving me. You know, in the beginning they'll do fine, but I always notice undoubtedly that like the second generation of the seeds, or even the clones of the plants will do better than the original ones. It's funny. And I think that almost sort of continues to a certain degree. Probably within a few generations, of cloning or making seeds, you're there, to the most part. But anyway, I like to, a lot of people have different methods for seeds. I think starting them in paper towels is an unnatural process. As a natural farmer, I like to start seeds in soil. You want it inert soil. I hate to name a product that I don't necessarily know about the company, but HP Pro Mix, man, is a good basic inert soil. I've never gotten any funky shit out of their stuff. Avoid black gold like the plague. That stuff is horrible. I know probably nobody here would use that, but I'm sure there's lots of good products. I know some of the companies, a Big Roots, that Soil King guy, they make some really good products, man. If you're near them, Kiss. A lot of Build-A-Soil. A lot of them have great soils that you can get. But pretty much all you need for this is just an inert soil. And I don't believe I need to buy any kind of special seed mix soil either. This is the plain, simple Pro Mix. It's like the Mycorrhiza Pro Mix. There's not much in there. Maybe a little Mycorrhiza inoculum, but the plant doesn't need much for the first 2 weeks anyway. So I'll just put it in there and then just fluff it off. I don't pack it in there. I dump it on there. I fluff it off. My seeds, I soak the seeds in the seed treatment solution, Korean Natural Farming seed treatment solution, which is 1 to 500 FPJ and brown rice vinegar, and then you go like 1 to 800 for Oriental herbal nutrient, the OWN. I'll soak them in that for anywhere. I find 6 hours is pretty good. 6, 8 hours, 12 hours. I've done 24. Seems to me like that nice little window is around 6 hours, man. 6 to 8 hours, somewhere in there. Seems to do it really just perfectly. It's what they need. Generally, I'll put them in like before I go to bed, so maybe they end up 8 hours now, maybe. But 6, 8 hours, great. And then I just put them about as deep as the seed is big in the soil, long-wise. And the pointy end going up. An old school Wolf Siegel taught me that trick. And I had always been taught as a kid to do it the other way around, pointy end down. But he says no, the place that attaches to the plant should go down. And I do think I've seen a slight increase in my success. As you can see, there's 6 seedlings there, and there were 6 seeds put in there. So, that's grooving, man. And these two are sweet and sour from Mephisto Genetics, sour stomper from Mephisto Genetics, a couple of the Care Bears that I was telling you about. And the last one there is a Dutch Passion, Think Different. So the critical thing about the autos is, you want to get them moving along, right? These came up 3 days ago. I think this would be like their 4th day. It was Friday morning, I think they came up. Friday morning. So usually I'm right there about 3 or 4 days. Now these 2 guys here, they were like a day behind the rest of the other 4. These ones seemed, I don't know, we'll see what's up with them, but so they'll probably stay. But these 4 here, I'm going to get transplanted today or tomorrow, and I'll go now probably with this one here that's the most advanced, because the one thing you don't want to do is the taproot. And a lot of times what I would do, I have room right now, so I'm going to go ahead and just do it into this pot, and I'll probably just finish it in this pot. But I oftentimes, because of space limitations, I would do this into a half gallon. And the trick to transplanting out of these and not harming these seedlings at this stage is to make sure I watered this soil yesterday, about 24 hours ago. So it's not wet and it's not dry. It'll separate pretty easy from the pot. Actually, from feeling it, I wish it was just a hair drier, but it'll be fine. And it's just to be gentle. If you just gently massage this one, you'll see. I generally, 99% of the time, can just pop the one out that I want without anything else. And so I use a little bit of mycorrhizal product. I'm not going to, I think really if you want a good product, man, go to Paul Stamitz's website. It's, crap, I can't remember the name of his website off the top of my head. I'll probably remember it in a second. Anyway, I just use a tiny skosh, man. I mean, we're looking at like little tiny amount there, yeah? That's all you need. It's going to get on the roots and multiply. You don't need to dump a lot of this in your soil. You never need to water it in. If you put this once in there, man, you're good. And like I showed you in the last video, if you shake off the root ball into your water, you can see that water already. This is just like extra precaution to make sure I got my diversity straight. Because actually in my water bucket, I harvested a plant last night, and it's in there. I shook it off, and the root ball is sitting in the water. So that water is seeded with all the biology of that good, healthy plant. I think that's a really critical thing to do. If you have a plant that you just killed, utilize it. Don't just throw the dirt, clean all the dirt off the root ball and then stick it in the water and shake it around really good. And you're going to release all the biology, sort of seed that water with the biology that was on that healthy plant. Of course, don't do that if the plant's not healthy, right? Yeah, of course. We're smarter than that. They can't trick us. All right. So I just carefully, I usually bring it down onto the soil. Just make sure I don't squash the other ones. You got to make sure you don't freak out and drop it. And it just pops out. The other ones are all in place. See, that little taproot wants to go, man. It's time. Don't let these things sit in these small containers. If you use solo cups, don't let them be there more than like about a week. Maybe 8 or 9 days. That's my opinion. Yeah, so it's happy there. I got my tag there. If I had some IMO4, I would put it now. I don't have any IMO4 or 5 really. I have my humus mix I've made with some IMO5. But even if I didn't, I love Grokashi for some reason. I like the way it smells. I like the vibe. It just brings another level of diversity. I love the work that Alan does, helping to support vets and people with jobs and stuff like that with his project. He tries to make a quality thing, and I dig it, And I think it's compatible with Korean natural farming. And it's just another another component that can be utilized. But tomorrow we're going to be doing a video on replacing this because I am down to my last bit of humus. I always want to say hummus. This is my soil hummus. Yeah, and there was a lot of worms in there in that last little bit. So this is basically a mixture of compost, vermicompost. At this point, it's got like probably pig and chicken poop and bedding. And a little bit of llama poop, and I had a little bit of bear IMO. It was a bear poop IMO. There's a little bit of that in there, and I fed it with some oats, and we're going to go through that process. I'm going to show you how I make it, but it's a real variable process. It should just be based upon what you have available. I highly encourage you to connect with somebody who has rabbits or llamas or alpacas, because their poop I think is pretty magical. And as far as I'm concerned, man, every farmer should have a chicken, man. I mean, you ain't got a chicken, man, and you're farming, you ain't know what's going on, man. I'm trying to help you here, man. I'm sorry about that. I don't mean to offend anybody. Nothing I can do about it. I'm crazy. All right, and then so this is my mix that I showed you guys when in the video about how to make the mulch. This is all just chipped green waste. For the most part, this one is actually cannabis stalks. I save all of my stems, every stem. I make a joint. It's got a fat stem. It goes in a little thing. Like wherever I smoke, I have like a little thing to collect the stems. I got all my stems, man. I save them. They either to get turned into biochar or this mulch. And we have that. I think that video might be. I'm not sure if that's on YouTube. I think I might have made that one, but it's on my Facebook page, Living KNF Northwest, on Facebook. So you can go there and catch that one, or maybe we'll try and get it up here. I don't know what's up with that, how to do any of that stuff, but we'll look into that. But basically, just take any kind of green waste, or if you have enough cannabis stems. Your cannabis stems should never, ever, ever just be like rudely treated, right? Because you got to think about it. If you're trying to grow a crop, the residuals of that crop going back to the land. This is my land now, right? This is my land. This represents my land. You want that crop residue to go back to the land, so you can't, not be incorporating your cannabis residue into your land, man. You know what I mean? Wherever your land is, whether it just be in the earth or in a little plastic container. So that's that. And the other thing I always make sure to do, I'll water it in pretty good, but not crazy. And then I won't water it really again until I'll only put a little bit around the plant, just a little bit like that. So that was maybe about, I don't know, a cup or so. And the rest will go more around the edge. And then I won't water it again until I feel a really pretty significant decrease in weight, or if I notice the plant stressing. And then when I do water, I'm going to water just like you see me doing now. I will not water like in that middle area. And what that does is that sort of forces the plant to go have to find the water. If you make life too easy for the plant, it makes it weak when it's young. It actually wants to struggle just a hair, so. Again, make sure when you try and transplant out of these to be successful, they shouldn't be too dry or too wet, right? About a day after you water, it usually will be a good time to do it, after you've given it just a tiny drink. I mean, honestly, when I make the soil pretty nice and moist, I put them in there. I keep these in a humidity dome, like with my clones, until I see the seeds start to sprout. As soon as I see the seeds start to sprout, I move them out of there and put them under the light, but far away, where it's like real gentle. And day by day, I move them closer into the light. That just makes life easy for them too. They're just gentle little babies, man. They're little babies. These are going to be chronic. You guys are going to get to see these sprout. The Mephisto Autogenetics, I think, are top tier vibes, man. Anyway, I'm going to be creating a bunch of beans too, man. Like pretty soon here, pretty soon I'll have some of those Care Bear auto seeds I created. It's like a Blue Bear OG times Skittles. And yeah, I'll be doing it real mellow, man. Not expensive, man. So yeah, I'm gonna try and provide a lot of good quality seed, KNF seed, man. I'm gonna be Living KNF Seed Company is being born, you guys. All right, so dig that, man. Gonna focus a lot on autoflowers and outdoor genetics that can do well in the Northwest or similar climates, because yeah, man, and the sun is fun too, right? All right, bless up. I just wanted to share a little bit about how to maybe do this and be successful. You'll see these plants will take off. A lot of times I do them into I usually do them into this side of the container here, and you can see that was 416 for an auto. I think that's pretty good. They take a second to start going, and then they just jump, man, and then they just jump. So usually I do them into these, and then in about 2 weeks from that date, then I mean 2 weeks from the day of premiere, so I probably put this on the 20th. So it's been in here on the 20th from like that, and then when it gets about yay big, I'm not sure whatever set of leaves, about that big, then I'll put it into its final resting home where it's going to flower out. If I had more room, I would just put it right into a larger container. I wouldn't take that intermediary step, but I don't have that room. So, all right, man. Bless you guys. Oh, yeah, man. Get your heart on, man. Love you guys, man. All right. Hey, don't sweat it, man. It's all going to be chill, man. Do your, be friendly with your biology, man. That secret society in the forest is there to help you, yeah? In the plant and animal kingdom. We have our allies, our herbal, our plant allies, you know, connect with them. Be strong and be smart, you know. Get covered in microbes. Roll in the dirt, man.